President, it was a privilege to speak with you at my swearing-in last week, and I'm very grateful for your warm welcome and support. It is affirming and encouraging to see a progressive woman with roots in the trade union movement at the helm of this council. Your achievements and those of every woman in this chamber do not go unnoticed. Our collective presence in this place acts as a tangible example of equity and equality. The election of the Honourable Rosie Sahana as the first Indigenous woman to sit in the upper house gave me cause to celebrate a broadening of the diversity in this chamber. It is a great pity that we will no longer have an Indigenous woman in this place beyond May the 21st. It is my sincerest hope that my party will continue to afford women from diverse backgrounds the opportunity to serve in Parliament. It is a quirk of our electoral system that has created the situation whereby I will have the honour of representing the people of the South Metropolitan electorate for a short 8 weeks. While my time here will be just a small sliver in the history of this place and my opportunity to move the needle for the common good limited, I seek your indulgence in sharing my personal story, as it would have informed my aspirations had I been elected to serve a full term. I was 2 years old when my father carried me down the gangway of the ship that delivered us from the lingering stagnation of a post-war Italy. We disembarked at the port of Fremantle and made our home in the surrounding port precinct. The port itself served as the beating heart and lifeblood of the state. People and goods arrived and were dispatched. There was work on the wharf for those who sought it, and it served the light industry hubs that flourished in the port precinct and beyond. We live in one of the most remote capitals in the world, and our supply chains are precarious. The Port of Fremantle has and continues to provide the state with a safe and reliable transport hub. Had I been elected, I would have worked hard to retain the port in its current capacity. I completed my schooling at John Curtin College of the Arts, and a few months short of my 18th birthday, I began work as a governess on a sheep station out of Leonora. It was by then 1979, but little had changed in the conventions and norms of life in the bush. With the support of School of the Air, I taught the pastoralist children in a small and very crooked corrugated iron schoolhouse. Before the yearly shearing season began, Indigenous stockmen would arrive to undertake the mustering. They often brought their families with them. Their children could not join us for lessons, and instead they spent their time separated from us, playing on the dirt floor of the lean-to they were housed in. I struggled to reconcile this situation right down to my bones. I had so many questions about why things were the way they were. I was unable to find adequate answers to my questions. This was a formative experience for a young girl from the city. I married in my 20s and had 2 children. I earned a degree in education as a mature-age student and went on to teach high school. My world tilted off its axis in my 40s when I found myself a divorced, middle-aged woman. Like so many of my peers, I faced the challenge of rebuilding my life after years spent raising a family. Women in these circumstances often face uncertain futures. I was determined to restore my financial independence, and I left teaching to seek other work. I circled back to my hometown of Fremantle and retrained as a marine steward. I joined my first ship, the Neptune Trident, in 2008. Life and work at sea is tough. I was away for weeks at a time and often the only woman on board. Despite the challenges, I enjoyed my job. The wages and conditions made possible by high-density union membership and the strategic industrial organising in this MUA-covered sector enabled me to get back on my feet. I became increasingly active in the union and was elected to state and national women's committees. I have been active in many campaigns and continue to advocate for women in male-dominated workplaces. In 2016, the Barnett government, in its relentless tilt towards privatisation, was determined to sell off the Fremantle port. We organised to stop the sale. The bid to privatise and automate the Fremantle port subsequently failed. There is abundant evidence that automation has not increased productivity in this sector. Instead, it results in job losses and hurts workers and their communities while lining the pockets of port operators. The insidious creep of privatisation has not served us, and I will continue to oppose the privatisation and automation of the waterfront. In 2020, the West Australian trade union movement turned out in number to demand better on-the-job safety. It was an honour to be front and centre of the MUA contingent marching to the steps of this place. Our collective advocacy and activism paid off, and Mark McGowan's Labor government instituted industrial manslaughter laws. Collective action is powerful, and the right of workers to organise and unions to represent them must remain immutable. My years at sea brought into sharp focus the vast and empty expanses of our coastline. Ships continue to navigate up and down our coast when other supply chains fail. They are resilient, agile and multifunctional. We are an island nation, and island nations need ships. The imperative to reinstate coastal shipping cannot be overstated. The Cook Labor government is taking decisive measures to bolster our supply chain, including shipping capability. The establishment of the Supply Chain Resilience Fund is forward-thinking and commendable. My story is incomplete without acknowledgement of the people who have believed in and supported me. The MUA has become my family, and I will be eternally grateful for the unwavering support of the rank and file membership. I acknowledge and thank our branch secretary, Will Tracy. I could not have asked for a better mentor and guide. He is clear-eyed and determined in his vision for the future of the MUA and the broader union movement. The Honourable Kyle McGinn has been the very best comrade and friend. I have followed his political career with keen interest. He has worked hard and delivered results for the mining and pastoral region. He has been an example to me, remaining true to his values and character throughout his term in office. It is undoubted he will be missed in this place. Now to my own family. I was blessed with 2 children, now both in their 30s. Tom and Katie are exceptionally good humans. They move with integrity and honesty through the world. They are kind and they are just, hardworking and resilient. They are widely read and independent in their thinking and political affiliations. They make me proud and fill me with hope. They, in turn, have blessed me with 2 granddaughters, Lily May and Daisy. They too are exceptional little humans. They are both curious, open-hearted and full of promise, just as children should be. My nieces Rahima, Aziza and Esma and their families extend and enrich my family life. I have been blessed to have 2 women in my life who are my sisters in everything but blood. Tanya and Dina, thank you for your love and support. A few short months ago, my dearest friend, Captain Al Heiner, left the world. He too was my family in all things but blood. And I will mourn the loss of him always. A man of the sea, trade unionist and gentleman, valet. It is the deep and abiding love of my family that motivates me to continue to do the very best work I can. In closing, I give thanks to the members of this chamber and to the people of Western Australia for affording me the opportunity to serve in this place. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member, and you are welcome to the Legislative Council.